Welcome back to Rye House, home of the 2013 London Cup. It's a busy day's racing with various qualifying heats and finals for the drivers and 8 different categories in action. Next up, we take a look at the River Glide Rotax 177 class, a heavyweight variant of the 125cc senior Rotax class, where the minimum weight limit of the cart and driver combined is increased by 15 kilograms to 177 kilos.
I'm in the 177s class, so a few too many pies at Christmas class. So I've always been a massive fan of motorsport, and on my 13th birthday, my mum and dad's offered me a chance to go to Monaco or buy me a car, and I said, why go and watch it when I can do it? So you'll get maybe 2 or 3 attempts between maybe the top 6 guys. So yeah, competition's really good, and everyone's quite friendly and fair. You know, if you have a little spat and stuff like that on the circuit, then normally, touch wood, there's no fisticuffs, so it's not too bad, yeah.
Hobeek was competitive in his first qualifying heat, picking up a 6th place finish. He then followed that up by driving through to finish in 9th in Heat 2. As a Rye House regular, he has the advantage of circuit knowledge, but is also conscious that there's a very high calibre of visiting drivers for this one-off race weekend.
I know there's a couple of guys here that are sort of super quick, who's from the British Championships, so, you know, looking from the first race, you know, we've got a 6th place, but still, you know, in the top 5 in terms of, you know, our pace, so I'll be happy with top 5 and being ambitious on the podium, just, yeah, let's go for it. Just as long as I keep having fun, that is the most important thing.
In Rotax 177, each driver took part in 3 qualifying heats, starting 1 near the front, 1 from the middle and 1 from near the back of the grid. Number 16, Scott Clee, was the driver who had gone to claim pole position for the final after taking the best set of combined results, finishing 1st, 4th and 6th in his heats. Number 52, Rob Buchanan, came through to finish 5th in Heat 1, though he wasn't able to replicate this in his subsequent heats. Number 84, Sean Morter, quick enough to finish 4th in one of his heats, but this retirement meant he would have to start the final mid-grid. Number 76, Richard Wicklin, was another to show potential, finishing 3rd in Heat 1 and 7th in Heat 2, but a poor result in Heat 3 had quite an impact on his starting position for the final. In the opening heat, he came up against Dominic Russell, who had recently finished 5th in the Super 1 British Karting Championships. Russell won the heat, outlining his credentials as one of the favourites for this year's London Cup.
177 is a bit of a struggling category with the numbers and that, and I thought it'd be a fair few people racing here, so I thought I'd come do it, be London champion. I raced here at the Interclub Championship and I come 2nd to my teammate, so I've got to get him back.
Russell was another on the long list of drivers to score well in 2 out of the 3 heats, one poor result costing him the chance to start the final from the front row. Number 67, Adam Sadler, enjoyed a good battle with Richard Wicklin in the first heat of the day, and Sadler was one of only a handful of drivers who managed to string 3 good results together. That meant he would be starting the Rotax 177 final from 3rd on the grid. Wicklin might have been starting up there with him had he not finished near the back in Heat 3, but 6th on the grid still put him in a strong position for the final. With all of the drivers running the same 125cc Rotax Max engines, the racing was close throughout the morning. In 2 of the 3 heats, the margin of victory was less than half a second, so he had the real prospect of an entertaining final to look forward to. Let's take a look at how the first 3 rows of the grid form up. Scott Clee takes pole with Ollie Smith alongside. Adam Sadler and Mark Palmer start 3rd and 4th, with Dominic Russell and Richard Wicklin completing the top 6. Time to hand back to our commentator, Chris Hartley, for race highlights.
So it's Heat 3 winner Scott Clee that leads them round onto the rolling start. Number 16, 33, Ollie Smith on the outside of him. Little bit of bumping and boring on the way through Stadium, but everybody, it seems, safely through. And it's Clee ahead of Smith. In 3rd place, number 67, Adam Sadler. And so 00, Mark Palmer in 4th place, then tries to go around the outside of him. In 5th is Dominic Russell, and the top 5 have actually stayed in order through the first couple of corners. So no changes there. Everybody safely through. The top 5 now make their way through, and that's Gary Lee Hobeek, number 53, out of the running already, I'm afraid, and he is not a happy bunny, so he's out of the running. Everybody else continues on their way. find their way down through the early stages of this race. At the end of lap number 1, Scott Clee on the Alonso chassis leads, and that was a move from number 5, Dominic Russell, to get himself up to 4th place at Stadium. So he's the first one to make a move here. There's Ollie Smith, number 33, in 2nd place. In 3rd place, we got 67, Adam Sadler. 4th, number 5, Dominic Russell. 5th, 00, Mark Palmer. And then in 6th place, number 76, Richard Wicklin, at the tail of that lead group. So here's the race leader making his way through now towards the end of the lap, through the S's and on the way into the final turn before going back onto the Hamilton straight. There's number 5, Dominic Russell, Super 1 British Championship contender, 5th in the British Championships this year, and trying to make his way through now ahead of number 67, Adam Sadler, who was the winner of the 2nd heat here today at Rye House. There's the battle for 1st position, just about half a kart length between them. Ollie Smith having a glance at the inside. He's not yet had a race win, but he was 2nd in Heat 2 and he was 2nd in Heat 3. Scott Clee, the winner of that 3rd heat, the driver that leads them round here to make their way through Pylon. Not too much to choose between the top 6 here. And certainly you'd say the top 2 now beginning to just break away, and Dominic Russell, number 5, will be keen to find a way ahead of number 67, Adam Sadler, if he feels he's being held up here. Certainly more and more pressure now being applied by Ollie Smith on the Tony kart behind the Alonso chassis of Scott Clee. There's 53, Gary Lee Hobick, out of the race, I'm afraid. Early doors for him. The top 2 now go through to the hairpin and they come together. Collision there between 1st and 2nd. That's Ollie Smith from 2nd place, facing the wrong way. He's going to have to wait for all those karts to go through before he can rejoin. Here's a replay. Tries to go out the inside, look, and before they get to the corner, there's contact. He just slightly misjudged the gap there. Wasn't able to get through. Scott Clee's pushed wide and drops to 4th place. So 1st to 4th for him. And that means that Dominic Russell is the one that comes through to pick up the lead, because 67, Adam Sadler, was delayed by that as well. So it's Dominic Russell that leads, Adam Sadler, number 67, in 2nd place, then 00, Mark Palmer in 3rd. Good scrap going on here a little bit further back as well. Number 46, Andrew Pryke, has made up quite a few places from the very back of the grid. Here's the lead group then. The 00 there of Mark Palmer. He's got the 00 to show that he was the club champion in 2012. So he's still in the mix, still hunting for a podium position. And then just behind number 76, Richard Wicklin now up into 5th position. Bit of a gap back then to the next group of karts. In 6th place, that's number 66, Dane Turner. He's currently in the top 6 in the club championships. Then 7th, 8th and 9th all together. Chris Farrow, number 36, hanging on to that position at the moment, but coming under attack from 58, Ryan White. And here we've got number 67 now, Adam Sadler, trying to hang on to 3rd place here, being put under more pressure by Mark Palmer on the Gillard. Still in the mix as well is Scott Clee, don't forget, in 4th place, number 16, the winner of Heat 3, the driver who started from pole position, and then he was forced wide at the hairpin earlier on, dropped from 1st to 4th, but the kart seems to be okay. Still seems to be on the pace in this race. That's number 73, novice driver Daniel Smith, and he's coming under attack from Ollie Smith, who was battling for the lead of the race, had that big moment at the hairpin, that big collision, and he's trying to make his way back up through the field. So Adam Sadler, number 67, still hanging on to 3rd place overall. Then Palmer, I think they're being reeled in a little bit now by number 16, Scott Clee, who's running there in 4th position. And there is number 33, Ollie Smith, charging his way back through the order, up the inside of Jason Liftoff, the New Zealand-based driver, and through he goes at the outfield hairpin. 37, Liftoff trying to fend off the novice driver Daniel Smith in the background as well. There, the 73 kart with the black and white number plates. There's number 36, Chris Farrow, 5th in Heat 2. Right behind him though, number 84, Sean Mortar on the Techno, currently 4th in the club championships, putting on the pressure. Here's this battle for 3rd place overall. Back to Ollie Smith. He's now ahead of the 46 kart of Andrew Pryke, so he continues his march back up towards the top 10. Having a good drive back through the order. Be a little bit wound up from that move that didn't come off earlier on. Here's we've got 36 still battling, Chris Farrow with the 84 kart. And that driven by Sean Mortar. And not too much between them as they come into Stadium. Very quick through this right-hander, keeping the foot firmly planted on the throttle. The hairpins come battle for 3rd place. The race leader, 2nd, 3rd and 4th I should say, the race leader is well clear now. Dominic Russell got the lead after the incident ahead of him, but since he got the lead he's starting to pull away from them all. 84, Sean Mortar coming under more and more pressure from 45, Jamie Lynch, as they battle just on the fringes of the top 10. There's the former race leader, Scott Clee, in 4th place, 00, Mark Palmer 3rd, and then just ahead of them 67, Adam Sadler, hanging on to 2nd place. There is the number 45 of Jamie Lynch, still trying to find his way ahead of Sean Mortar. for 11th and 12th positions. There's the race leader running a little bit wide, glancing over his shoulder. He's got a nice big gap back to this battle for second place. Look at this big fight going on further back, and Ollie Smith has now joined it, lunges down the inside of Jamie Lynch and splits that pair. Slightly angled nose cone for number 84, Sean Morse, who must have been in the wars earlier on in the race. So Ollie Smith, number 33, really coming back well through this race, but he's not going to get on the podium unless something very dramatic happens ahead of him. He's now got a headlock of 84, Sean Morter, so he's picked up another place. 37, Jason Liftoff trying to come through now as well. Through Stadium they go. There's the race leader, looking more and more comfortable, Dominic Russell, and here's the battle for second, and look, Mark Palmer is closer than ever, it seems, to the tail of Adam Sadler. Sadler, number 67, has held on to this position for a long while now. Leader all nice and comfortable, all nice and smooth. Don't rule that man out either. Scott Clee in 4th place. And look at this, trying to go up the inside. It's Mark Palmer, darts to the inside. There's no way through. He looks around the outside, keeps the throttle buried as they make their way through the first 2 corners of the lap down towards turn 3 at the infield hairpin. But Adam Sadler is putting that kart in exactly the right position. He's not over-blocking, he's not being too defensive, but he's sticking to the racing line, and he's not making any mistakes, and he's not leaving any gaps whatsoever for Mark Palmer to try and come through. Scott Clee in 4th place, just trying to pick up any pieces here if he can, but they're running out of time. There's 84, Sean Morter, still trying to get himself in the top 10, but he's lost a place now. Look to Jason Liftoff. Here's a replay. This is a move down into Stadium, and that was a good move. Look, from 45, Jamie Lynch, and following him through was Liftoff, so that was why 84, Sean Morter lost a couple of places. We're on the final lap of the race. There is the leader, looking very comfortable, like he's in an armchair, but a bit more body language here in this battle for second place. There are 3 of them. There are only 2 places left on the podium, and there are only a couple of corners to go. Adam Sadler hanging on to it. Mark Palmer's been staring at his rear bumper all the way through this race. The checkered flag comes out, and Dominic Russell is the London Cup champion.
So the race victory goes to Dominic Russell, who takes the win from Adam Sadler. Mark Palmer completes the podium with Scott Clee, Richard Wicklin and Dane Turner, the other drivers to finish in the top 6.
To be honest, I was struggling a bit. I've had a bit of problem with my foot after the second heat. I mean, it could have been more of a race if my teammate stayed on. He had a bit of hard luck. I saw a move that was on, so I'm lucky to him, but I mean, it's hard to beat the best, isn't it?
Your race winner, Rotax 177 2013 London Cup winner goes to Dominic Russell.
Many congratulations to our London Cup champion Dominic Russell, and to our other podium finishers Adam Sadler and Mark Palmer in the River Glide Rotax 177 final.